And here we find ourselves at another keep siege. As you can see, there's plenty of players. A lot of AoEs, obviously they're going to be stacked on the door. All these people are buffing each other. This guy's spamming random heals. There's all these ground plates going down, you can see them activating. You see the Warden Frost buff is on just about everyone. A lot of AoE ground dots and AoE heals. Random buffs and debuffs, Earth Gore going on. The door's gonna be open. I'm gonna just spam Vigor for a while so we can see the timings. This is me pressing the button as fast as I can. See, my frames are at an all-time low, and I'm on a pretty beefy computer. Spamming Dark Deal, just lag in between. Hurricane, still pressing Hurricane, there it goes. There's Vigor. Still pressing Vigor, there it goes. CC broke, oh, I can finally move. What's funny is there's barely even a fight here, like there's barely any DC. But because all these AD are here, even just simply the heals and procs and all the random unnecessary things going in between, like these people can't all be in the same group. It's clearly that it's all the heals going between them, all the procs going between them. Like, there's a good chance it's just how the mass amount of players all conglomerate in one area, and what effects come from that. Keep fights even over. Let's check out what else is going on the map. There might be a fight there, but for the most part, nothing else is happening. You see abilities start to be more responsive now. Vigor is barely halting. My Ancient Guardians learned how to teleport. But for the most part now, we're at the point where everyone's buffs have finally run out and they're standing around, just hanging out. Everyone's starting to spread out on their own, they're on mounts. And now the game's playable again. So I think one of the main causes, it has to be the sheer amount of calculations just caused by mass amount of players. One, being able to interact with each other, set wise, CP wise, healing wise, and two, the amount of effects that like just go on them. I'm just in all these videos I'm going to attach like my same description of what I think could be done or what the issues are. Some of which might be a step backwards in the direction that the game's been going over the past few years, but if it brings the game back to a more stable state, I think it's worth it. Some of the changes I propose could even just be done through battle spirit, so you won't have to deal with PvE players getting angry, which is a big problem with balancing out PvP, but it's quite the conundrum where this issue's coming from. The only thing us players have no idea about is how bad the anti-cheat is affecting all of this. It's very it's almost you can't really cheat in ESO. Everything's almost all server side. I'm sure there's people that have found some things that you can take advantage of client side, but for the most part I've never come across cheaters since like 1.6. The only other thing is like people that find, exploiting random bugs, like when random things happen, but that's, those all get patched out and no one cares about them afterwards. But yeah, I mean, the whole fighting stopped. This keeps flagged. There's a fight that's going to start going on over there, but as of right now, it's still somewhat stable. But you just get that massive group of players. They're not even. It doesn't even have to be that they're fighting other players. Like, it's not AoE attacks didn't really cause anything. It definitely would have made it worse if there was a much greater enemy force. But even just having those 40, 50 AD players all in that one area, that was enough to make abilities not go off. Anyways, this is just another clip.